from a galaxy far, far away.
And a bookshelf straight out of the 90s.
From Thrawn to Dantooine.
And everything in between. This is Legends Look Back.
It is good to have you back, Freddie. Gotta admit, it was fun having Jacob fill in on the show last week. But
we all love some Jacob.
There was a moment last week that was a spectacular all-time Legends Look Back moment. And I'm not talking about Chives. That was 2 weeks ago. All right.
Chives. That was a great episode.
Did you have a chance to watch last week's that you missed?
I've watched bits and pieces. I haven't watched the full thing yet. I'm excited to do that after this show because there's something in the show notes that I'm not sure what we're talking about.
I'm not trying to bamboozle you here with something that you or shame you. How dare you not watch the episode? But let me just ask you this: does the word "goat hooves farfalla" mean anything to you?
You know what? It doesn't yet, and it's another Legends Look Back meme. I'm assuming.
It's becoming one. All right, so we got an image here from our producer, Rick, that he has so graciously thrown up on the screen for us. That is an image from a comic that you've read. It's one we did together a long time ago, the 2001-ish, I think it was 01, the Jedi versus Sith comic, right? The first comic with Darth Bane.
Yep, yeah.
And, we've been doing the show long enough together at this point to know that Valentine Farfalla is one of my very favorite Legends Jedi, right? Not just a decent one, but he's top 10 for me.
Ooh,
out of all the Jedi in the history of Legends, great. I love the way his character is, introduced. He's this flamboyant character with the long blonde hair and the shiny armor, and is kind of the foil for the grizzled General Hoth. And then you find out, well, he's not just this flamboyant. I was expecting it to be all right, guys, you ready to go to the nail salon? But instead, he's, he's compassionate, empathetic, but valorous Jedi, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing I didn't know about him, though. He got goat hooves. He is Bothan from the waist down. Did you have any idea that...
I had absolutely no idea. They don't mention it in the book at all. They don't talk about it. I almost feel like they were just you know what? We've got too many humans. Let's just put hooves on this guy. Make him a goat.
I love that. Yeah, he is truly the goat, isn't he? The goat. I love that Drew Karpyshyn is adapting that comic, and he's like, no, I'm just going to skip past that detail that he's Bothan from the waist down. Just going to breeze right past it.
What is that called in mythology? Is that a...
Mythosaur.
A mythosaur?
No. That's the dinosaur that Boba Fett spanks.
What is a Capricorn? Is that a...
No.
Valentine Farfalla, the Capricorn goat of the EU. You heard it here first, folks.
Centaur?
Yeah, a centaur. Centaur Jedi.
Well, centaur is half horse.
It's a tumnus.
I gotta get my 3-year-old up here to do her horse noise.
Fawns. That's what. All right, Skooma Joe. Yeah,
no, I don't like it. I liked Mythosaur. We're going with Mythosaur. You know who's not Bothan from the waist down? Freddie, Rick, and Emily. With me, you'll never know. But I am excited to chat with you guys. So without further ado, let's goat hooves kick it off. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the YOUTINI Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars books podcast that you can squirt out of your squeeze. Totally botched it. That you can squirt out of your squeeze breeze. Should have rehearsed that one first. Where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays. Boy, am I. And I'm joined by my legendary co-host, just released from Cell Block 1138, Freddie C. Couldn't quite get the helmet on.
Yeah, I couldn't fit it over my headphones, and I couldn't really talk with it.
For our audio listeners, Freddie just tried to get his Boba Fett helmet on prematurely.
Work.
It was supposed to come later in the show, but nice try,
Didn't
Freddie.
Work. It's okay. I was going to use the infamous Boba Fett line of, yep. Which you can hear in Clone Wars, I believe, or one of those. All jokes aside, we want to I just want to say, for all the things going on in the news, right, from pandemics to geopolitics, I just want everyone to have a good time on this show. I want everyone to realize that Legends Look Back is the bastion of hope and positivity. Leave everything at the door. Come in and take your shoes off and have a great time. If this is your escape, let this be your escape. And I hope we can do that for everybody today or listening to the show.
Amen. Well said. Absolutely. And y'all better have fun, because I worked hard on this show, okay? I worked really hard on it, and you better freaking enjoy it. You know who else is going to enjoy it? Her bladder can also totally handle this hour-long podcast, probably. Emily Daybeck.
Sorry.
She can't even talk.
I can't. I've been laughing like since the very beginning. Anyway, I'm just tickled tonight. Y'all are hilarious, and I'm so happy to be here. This has been a wonderful escape so far. And I'm officially 9 months pregnant. Did you know that, like, technically you can be, it's like 40 weeks is longer than 9 months. So, like, you just keep going. 9 months isn't where it stops. Just keeps going. So,
Well,
yeah, I'm here.
If you go into labor right here on the podcast,
I am fully intending to.
that is going to be some Patreon exclusive content for sure.
Golly.
And you're naming your child Tumnus Farfalla.
Valentine
Farfalla.
Tumnus Farfalla, absolutely. Do you guys say Valentine or Valentine? Every time I say it, I feel like I'm either from Spain or I have a speech impediment.
That's an excellent
Shout out
point.
to all of our Spanish listeners.
I would say
I know, that's right.
Valentine.
Valentine, how about you, Freddie?
I
You got the cred.
That's true.
It's tough because I say Valentine, but I've heard a lot of Valentine, and I've been saying that recently. It really just depends on my mood, I guess.
That's fine. We'll take it. We'll accept it. Absolutely. You know who else will accept? Over there in the corner, in timeout, Rick Grace.
Timeout.
It's true. I have a little bitty corner now, but it's fine. It's a nice corner. I'm happy with it.
It is a beautiful corner, Rick. You got Dark Forces. You got Dark Empire over there.
It's
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Your little sign is blocking out the bottom half of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He could be half Bothan. We don't know.
Yeah. This sign lights up. You want to see it light up?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, check this out.
It's a new acquisition for Rick here. Oh, okay, yep. That was lackluster. I'm going to admit it.
Yeah,
But-
it's not very bright.
But there's our thumbnail for sure.
There you
that
go.
right there.
Love it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, folks, I am very excited for this episode. It's one that we've been planning for a while, kind of experiment with doing something a little bit different. We are going to be ranking the top 10 Boba Fett moments in all of Legends. As soon as I told Freddie, you know what his response was? Boba Fett, where?
That's exactly what I said.
I was ready to knock you into the Sarlacc pit with a jetpack for that predictable joke. But I am very excited for us to talk about it. Before we do, it's time for... I need like a big wheel to spin or something. Tick, 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 tick. Recent acquisitions, a.k.a. Thraken's Thrift Store.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3.
Go for
Possibly 4, because there's one, cause I can't remember if I showed it off or not. But it's over there, so I'm not showing it. Here's what I've got. First and foremost, I've got a Legends paperback. A few shorts still on the Young Jedi Knights series. And this is one of the most pristine copies of a 30-year-old book there could possibly be. This thing is just in excellent condition. It is Jedi Under Siege, the, I don't know, 4th, 5th, 6th book, 5th or 6th book in the series. It's got Jason Solo with his green lightsaber looking all almighty. Don't you focus on my face camera there. Yeah, look at focus on Palpatine's wrinkly eyebrows there. Yep. Jason Solo, Luke Skywalker. We got Brachus, Jaina Solo, the Yavin Temple exploding. It is absolutely one of the best Legends
Jared,
covers of all
can I
time.
ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Do you think that Palpatine is wearing clothes in that picture?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Goodness.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think there's a hood. Yeah,
Okay,
I think
that's
so.
good to know.
I think so. I got another. It is a more expensive book, I will admit. This one I had to buy in order to get the points on thrift books so that I could then use my free reward on another one. Mm-hmm. Right? Y'all been there. But this one, I got from Rick's Smugglers Facebook group. It is the Republic Commando hardcover book 1.
Oh, that's
Don't
beautiful.
ask me how much I paid for this. More than I should have.
Can I ask?
I don't remember.
Because I'm trying to keep an eye
Sticks.
on on the price of those things, man, because they are rare for sure. So
40. The first one is fairly easy to get. A lot of people are selling them. 35, 40. It's going around that price, which is better than it was, a couple years ago. But book 2 is much harder to get.
okay.
Now we know, Emily. You're looking at me like, didn't know, had no idea.
Now I know.
Now you do. That's right.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's a lot of rare books in Legends that you wouldn't know are worth almost even hundreds of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the Sith Holocron book.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I remember
up
when
there.
that was first released. All right, Emily, there's these in-universe nonfiction guides. So in-universe nonfiction, I love all the categories of Star
I
Wars
know.
books. Ooh, I love
Yeah.
this stuff so much.
Universe nonfiction.
I'm looking
We haven't
for
even touched
mine.
this
Okay.
stuff, by the way.
Is that sort of like the lightsaber book?
No,
No.
it's like it's a book that's published to be something you
A
would pick
guide
up if you were
to-
in Star Wars. Like if you were
I've got a
actually,
couple.
yeah.
Yeah.
What?
There's like the
Like if
warfare
we-
book.
Oh, wait,
yeah,
I've seen
there's-
that one.
All right, so this one actually even has the Legends banner on the back, which is kind of cool.
What?
The Imperial Handbook. I don't know if I've ever cracked this one. These pages are crispy.
They're really interesting. They're fun. I like them.
They've
Yeah.
got
I like that.
scribbles in the margins, Emily, as if somebody's like passed these journals along. There's a
Like a
there's a
secondhand
Jedi
textbook.
one.
Yeah.
There's
exactly.
a Sith
Okay.
one. I've got the Rebel Files here. Imperial
Oh,
Handbook.
that's cool.
Let's see who signed the Rebel Files.
Okay, so is the holocron one like how to make a holocron?
It's like a
somebody,
Sith
it's like
one.
a guide.
Explain it, Freddie.
You know what? I don't have it yet,
Um,
but I'll give you an
No one
example
has
of,
it?
of
I
the-
have just the book. I think
They're rare.
There's-
So they
yeah.
sell the book, but they also have like the whole kit. Each one of
Yeah.
these was released with like collectibles.
You press a button, it opens up, and the book comes out.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the
That's
Sith
cool.
one came with a holocron, which was
Yeah.
dope, and
Yeah.
I'm
Right?
regretting not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
I still think you ought to have like a holocron in like a glass case in just the middle of your Star Wars room, Jared. I just like really am committed to this idea, and I know that you're not behind it, but I'm
No,
still
no.
like attached to this dream.
Putting a holocron in here is definitely a goal. I've got a
Okay,
few.
with like a light shining from the
I
top.
feel like imagine if you had like a chandelier that was all made of individual holocrons.
Ooh, and lightsabers.
Man,
What y'all
that's a
don't
great
know
idea.
is this will be released, I think, next Friday on the Patreon page. The episode 3 of the my Yavin base builds, which you can't see right now, is above my head. I outfitted my ceiling with camo netting.
I saw some of that earlier. Yeah.
It has
So cool.
dropped down and in as a.
So you have
Now-
a fort. It's like a fort in there.
When you walk in up here now, it no longer feels like, oh yeah, he's got Star Wars bookshelves. You're like, I am in the Star Wars.
That's
I'm in-
awesome.
I'm in the Wars. That's how
So
it feels.
cool.
We need to
All right, I got
get
one more,
a
one
Gonk
more, one
droid.
more. It is
Sorry.
a canon book, but this one's got a story behind it.
Nice.
Pirate's Price. Pirate's Price. As I was putting up my canon hardcovers shelf last week, I discovered something. I thought I had a complete collection of canon hardcover books, but I was missing one. So I had to order it. And it is Pirate's Price. The trouble is I listened to the audiobook, which is narrated by Jim Cummings, the actor who voices not only Hondo Onaka, but also Tigger from the Winnie the Pooh. He's an absolute Disney voiceover legend. Anyway, now I have a complete canon hardcover collection.
Nice.
Nice.
The applause from the chat was very quiet. I don't know. All right, everybody try again. Ready? I now have a complete...
It's a little delayed.
Well, this is a legend show, but still.
Applause.
That is true.
Applause.
But still,
I'm
yeah, very
clapping.
happy for you. So yeah, I didn't know that book existed, and so I can't say that I have a complete set. Is that like a young reader, early reader, or something? Or
I believe on the site we have it slotted in as a junior novel. A junior novel. I would call it middle
Okay.
grade.
okay,
It's get that audiobook though, man. It is narrated by
I
Jim
will.
Cummings, and
That
he does
sounds
his Hondo
excellent.
voice every. Oh, there's pictures in here. I didn't know. Yeah. All right, here we go. Showing it off. Han and Hondo and Chewie's upside down, and oh my goodness,
Oh.
spectacular.
Nice.
Wow.
Cool
I
stuff.
never thought of him as upside down before.
Well, he's not always upside down. All right, who's up
You
next?
always like that. I guess I can go. It's not a new acquisition, but it's a relevant acquisition. So let me. I acquired it quite some time ago. That was a lot of dust. If you look here, it's Boba Fett shooting at
Oh
The
man.
the
Sarlacc.
Sarlacc as he escapes, and you won't be able to see it here, but his cape is actually there's a bunch of holes in the cape. There's a Sarlacc tentacle arm
Nice.
wrapped around his
Ooh.
leg there.
I feel like there'd be drool. Is there any drool or like?
There might be let me see,
Moist
where's where's
features?
the camera. Moist. Look how moist that looks.
That is really cool. I love it with the Sarlacc.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that
So-
moment
Very
might
cool.
just be one of our top 10 Boba Fett moments in all of Legends. We'll find out
Here.
tonight.
Good stuff. I got some stuff. Anything else, Freddie?
Nope, that's it.
Cool. So, I have family in town this week, and me and my brother-in-law, we went to get an oil change, and that didn't go to plan. That's a different conversation, but there's a certain dealership that I'm not happy with, and I felt the need to kind of do some shopping therapy afterwards. So we hit up like all the comic book and video game stores, and got a couple Funkos, a couple action figures, but something I had never seen before that I was excited about. Maybe these are old and there's nothing to them, but I'd not seen them, so I grabbed them. Ollie's, it's that bargain outlet, not all
Oh,
D's,
yeah. I
but
freaking love
Ollie's.
Ollie's. Right.
Yeah, every now and then there's a good steal, especially for like reference books or kids' books. And so I picked up these Learn to Read Star Wars books, like the leveled reader, but they
yeah.
were in these really fancy box sets. I've never seen these before. So check this out. This is one of them. It's a Chewbacca
Oh my
box.
gosh.
Oh, wow. That
And
is...
it opens up, and there are these DK hardcover readers and all of that, and like a sticker book, activity books, but super sweet.
I'm a sucker
I'm
for a box
homeschooling my
set.
children, so I can do those.
Yeah, right?
That's amazing.
Chewbacca's head, kind of feel sorry for it because it's like, it's like almost a puppet. Hello. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't love that. Let's be honest.
I
There's
don't
also
love the head.
a Yoda.
Oh,
Check
that's...
it out.
I spy some
Oh,
shrink
The
wrap.
OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see the sticker. $5 is what I paid for each of these, which is pretty
What?
sweet.
That's nice.
And then
Ollie's is clutch for that kind of stuff.
Leia
Oh my gosh.
and R2. I have no clue if there are more of these, but these are the 4 different varieties that they had at my Ollie's. And so pretty excited about that. I also picked up the visual guide to Rogue One. It's back there. I didn't have that one. I love Rogue One, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of really cool finds. And once I get the rest of them over to this house, I might show off some more another time. But
Ollie's is great
excited
for
about that.
finding the additions to the collection that you never knew you needed or never knew existed.
Yeah. Yep. Which is probably why they ended up at Ollie's. So yeah,
That's
and
right.
again,
Never been to
it's
Ollie's.
it's
And everybody in the chat
OLLIE,
everybody in
not
the chat is saying-
ALDI.
Aldi's.
To
That's
be
where you go
fair, both are excellent places to shop.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna say,
they
isn't
are.
Ollie's
But
like a
only one
grocery
will have
store?
books.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that Aldi's ALDI.
Has my
Has-
favorite kind of cheap wine? Yes.
Well,
Is that what you were trying to say?
I've heard that. They
Winking
read
out
my
all day.
mind. The stupid aisle of crap in the middle, they know exact. They don't. I don't go there, like and know what I'm going to get. I let the middle aisle tell me what I need
Oh,
because
yeah.
they always have exactly what I need. There's so much.
I never
crap
go down that
that
middle aisle. Never.
dangerous. It is
because my
dangerous.
kids always want the princess dolls. We are here for bananas, not for princesses.
Bananas.
But sometimes we get princesses. Let's be honest. All right. Well, that was fun, Emily.
Yeah, that was good.
I can't
Okay,
wait.
I don't have new acquisitions, but I just realized that my 2 Boba Fett books, which are book 2 and 3 of the Bounty Hunter Wars,
Yeah.
Slave Ship and Hard Merchandise,
Yeah, the
are
one
they
with
don't
the
have a
big She-Sword
Legends
face.
banner.
Yay!
They're like
Unbannered.
original.
We do
So-
like them bannerless.
Yeah.
Two
Look
things
at
we like
these.
naked in this show. We like Palpatine and our books without the banner. Now, can you show off that Shizor face just a little bit? Just put it over your head and then zoom it closer to the camera.
Is that
Yeah,
this one?
Yep. Oh, look at that glorious Falline.
Man.
Oh.
Where did I just get
It's,
Shizor?
I mean, it's nice.
I forgot he was on the cover of a book.
Looks like
Is
Chopper.
Shizor... Is Shizor in Rebel Dawn? Is that where I just got to him at?
He is, I'm
Okay,
reading that
okay.
right now.
I just got to that. I was like, whoa, I don't know he shows up here. So, cool.
Oh, yeah. No comment. But,
Yeah,
Emily, I
please
can't
don't.
wait
Please
for when you have your baby, and we're going to, give you, like 4 or 5 days off the show, but
Yeah,
not,
sure.
Yeah.
not 6.
Little
That's
fur-
fair.
Not a whole
And-
week. Not a whole week.
Yeah.
When
I don't
you
need
come
it, it's fine.
back, I can't wait for you to say, for my recent acquisitions, I have a human.
Look what I made. DIY.
Got it at
Darth,
Ollie's, not
Darth
Ollie's.
Tumnus.
Got it at Aldi's. Oh my gosh, that is the best name I've ever heard. Darth Tumnus.
I don't love it.
Darth
I
Tumnus
absolutely
Farfalla.
love that.
Darth Tumnus Farfalla, yeah.
Perfect.
Guys.
Well, I don't know how to segue into this. Emily is bringing new life into the world. Meanwhile,
Oh,
no, that's not a good one. All right, let's roll it again. Oh, I do want to say, very seriously, looking right to the camera here to say, we here at Legends Look Back want to commemorate and say our condolences to the family of legendary Star Wars writer Tom Veitch, author of Dark Empire 2, Empire's End. He wrote a short story I'd forgotten that he had written. He wrote A Hunter's Fate, Greedo's Tale for Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina. He wrote the majority of Tales of the Jedi for Dark Horse Comics as well. It's no secret on this show that Dark Empire is undisputed, in my opinion, one of the very best Star Wars stories ever told. And you can quote me on that. You can stick it on the back of the book next time you reprint it, for all I care. Please do. I would love that. But we want to say condolences to the family of Tom Veitch. He died last week at 80 years old from COVID. Freddie, we talked about Tom Veitch quite a bit back on episode 12 of Legends Look Back. You have anything you want to add?
Well, like you said, he I think your opinion is right on. He's written the best story, Dark Empire trilogy that exists. Anyone that reads it it's a classic Legends piece, and it's unfortunate, but with that we have to remember and memorialize them for the work they did and the joy that they gave us reading their stories. So
Absolutely. The fact of the matter is, he woven these themes of light and dark in a very spiritual way, which is what I love so much about there's a wackiness, like naked Palps, and Palpatine's back, and then he dies, and he's back again, and Luke Skywalker's on the dark side, or is he? Looking like a Scooby-Doo villain. It's got all of those things in it. Boba Fett back from the dead. He just pulled out all the stops. It was like, go big or go home, and he was going big nonstop. The fact of the matter is, he was a Benedictine monk from 1965 to 1968, and the fact that he has this spiritual side of himself really comes through in his writing, don't you think?
It really does. It really actually does, and I think, I mean, you definitely see the themes show up in his Dark Empire trilogy, but also, the especially, Jared being the religious man himself. I'm sure you picked up on a lot of his what would you call them? They're not tropes. What are they?
Themes.
Themes, I guess.
Yeah.
The religious themes. And it's first of all, Benedictine monk to write Dark Empire trilogy. Very interesting.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Now, something about that I had no idea until this week is that he has a copper enamel crucifix that he crafted that still hangs in the chapel at Weston Primary in Western Vermont, at where he was doing his monk thing. What do you call those places?
monastery?
There
you
it is.
go.
Yeah, good job, everybody.
Breweries.
I was
No,
like,
not breweries.
temple, no.
Yeah, monastery.
Mosque,
Anyway,
no.
I got to make a trip back up to Vermont just to go see Tom Veitch's copper crucifix. And finally, if you would like to help out his wife Martha or his family, obviously, a Star Wars writer from the 90s, not still, like riding high on this wave financially, would be great to to aid in their medical expenses. There's a fundraiser we will throw in the Discord when this is over that his daughter has organized. I'm going to be contributing and would like to encourage some of our listeners to do so as well. Now, on a brighter note, it's been a really exciting week here at YOUTINI, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Emily, you're on the council. Tell us about the big news.
We have an exclusive, which we have never had before. We have a preview exclusive clip of the Queen's Hope audiobook. So if you check it out on youtini.com, we've also published it on social, so you can access it there as well. You will get a never before, not seen anywhere else clip of the new audiobook, which I personally am super excited about.
I was traveling when that went live and did a lot of, super excited to get to the next, Arby's or gas station so that I could check my phone just to see everybody's excitement about it. It was, woo!
Oh, man. It was an electric day to be at YOUTINI. We were all just riding on cloud nine. It was awesome.
It was electric. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I want to say congratulations to everybody who has worked hard to make that a reality. And congratulations to the entire team. And very excited for this. I really enjoyed the trilogy. Excited to bring it home, just like this show. So we are going to be talking all about Boba Fett. So before we do, let's take a quick break. And we will be back with the juicy deets.
Well, Boba Fett definitely knows how to make a splash, whether it be moist napalm or whatever else. So we're debating his biggest, most legendary moments in the expanded universe. Prequel era, Imperial era, post-Return of the Jedi, comics books, short stories, TV shows, you name it, we've got it. Feel free to nominate yours in the moment with us while we're going through these. And what is your favorite Boba Fett moment? We've got quite a few here. And surprisingly, we were chatting about what exactly we wanted to talk about, which events they were. And Rick comes in last minute. Hey guys, what about when he bursts out of the Sarlacc? Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Whoops.
Yeah, we left the most important one off the list.
There are just so many choices. It's hard. And when he busts out of that thing more than once, it's you kind of just forget about it. It's once you've done it once,
Yeah.
Well,
Big
now
whoop.
I need to reread the stories. We'll go ahead and start. We're going to do them in chronological order, but Freddie, you mentioned this one, so we'll just start with that. All right, we'll start with it. First and foremost, we're going to vote on them. So say, this is my vote, in the chat or whatever. That's definitely the one. Or wait until the end, then we'll all vote on them. First and foremost, as Freddie has mentioned, would be when he escapes the Sarlacc pit in Legends, right? Not in canon. Yeah. It was perfectly fine the way they did it in canon. Absolutely, we just had it in the book of Boba Fett. But in Legends, Freddie, you're the resident Boba Fett expert. Didn't he do this twice?
He did. I can't remember. It's funny. I almost feel like they tried to do that in Book of Boba Fett, where he almost gets stuck again. But of course, he's a slave. No, that's just kidding. Just kidding. Rewinding. I'm thinking. I'm stuck in Legends World over here because that was the ship's name, right? So the KSC Fire Spray. What is it? Attack Patrol Craft. That's what it is. It is what it is. That's how
right.
I bought it in Star Wars Galaxies. Anyway, so he did escape twice in Legends. One time, which was the one that we knew, he fell in after his rocket pack just went a little crazy, fell in there, and I can't remember the second time off the top of my head, but he definitely had a second instance.
I know the story is told in two different places. And we just have the third dropped in here by Blind Fates in the chat. So this one, we're not the biggest experts on the 1977 Marvel series. We know bits and pieces of that series, but he said he did it in that series as well. So I know what I'm reading tonight after the show. But he escaped Sarlacc Pit. The story of it is told in both Tales of the Bounty Hunters and, as Emily just mentioned for us, the Bounty Hunter Wars trilogy. The one book she doesn't own, the first one.
I know. Super sad about it.
That's
Maybe
right.
go on thrift books or something.
That's right. So that's the most iconic. But besides that, we will be going in chronological order. That's probably, the biggest one. But, canon has also done it. And also there's 3 different times they did it in Legends, so it wasn't just one moment. So I'm not sure
and
that it
he
can
almost
take the cake.
got sucked in again. So it's like they were following the trail of Legends, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Emily, you read this first story here on the list, so why don't you tell us what it is?
Yeah, so in the Blood Ties comic, Boba Fett's dad strapped him, who's Jango Fett, another bounty hunter, strapped him to a jetpack and just blasted him into a deadly monster and said, "Good luck."
That's right.
What did he ask? He had to bring back a tooth, I think.
Yeah.
But he, there is almost no backstory. He just says, "All right, go and get a tooth."
Well, it's like the cold open of the whole series.
Yeah.
It starts with that. It really starts off with a bang.
That's
It was
parenting.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And very
parenting.
shocking.
We did on that episode evaluate Jango Fett's parenting.
We
Yeah.
did.
We gave him a D. So, what was the name of this monster?
Oh, I can't remember.
The Balrog?
Balrog, maybe.
Is that from Lord of the Rings?
That's Lord of
I
the
don't
Rings.
know. That's
Lord of
yeah.
the
Let me
Rings.
see.
Definitely Lord of the Rings.
It was not Gulag. That's
Gulag.
That's a prison.
Yep. I have no idea.
We're just going to keep riffing until somebody in the chat helps us out.
Yeah.
It's not a mythosaur.
I mean, not a mythosaur, but
Wasn't a
It's got a lot of teeth.
yeah, it's got a lot of teeth. Toothosaur.
Well, the
There you
Mythosaur
go.
is coming back in
Yeah.
a second. It's a good moment. I don't know that it can be top 10, but it's a great story.
It's very formative.
It is
so-
formative. Yeah, because Jango does it so that he won't be afraid of anything in the future. And as you can see, he's a pretty fearless dude. So, this
Yeah.
is probably a bit of a turning point for him.
This is definitely in my top 5, and I'll tell you why. Because the way the story is written is you see Boba Fett, right? He's got all these guns pointed at him, and he's
right.
not afraid. And then it goes into this whole thing of why he's not afraid of that situation. So definitely in my top 5 favorite Boba Fett moments.
It's a good point.
Now, I think we've got another one from Blood Ties on the list. Yeah. Next up on the list here is a submission from Jacob. He made right after the show last week. We were like, all right, good night, guys. Thanks, Jacob, for being on the show. And then he just, boom, said, oh, hey, by the way, here's my nomination for next week.
Yeah, he was pretty to the point.
You got
Yeah,
that
it was
one here
awesome.
for us, Rick?
Yeah. Boba's arsenal. He has a whole few pages where he just lists all of the different specific pieces of weaponry that's just a normal day in the life of Boba Fett. I can't read them all, but he's got his electro whip, his jetpack with his rocket, his concussion missiles. Let's see. I mean, the armor itself is offensive and defensive, Let's see. His helmet is specially equipped.
Yeah. He's got missiles in his kneecaps.
Yeah.
That
kneecap
is the
missiles.
coolest to me. I love that.
So the whole setup is just, we're not playing around with Boba Fett. And what I love about it is it just fits in that story like it's just a normal description of nothing new to see here. This is just regular,
It was when I got to that page that I said, oh, this comic is phenomenal. It's a moment just made for comics. I've gone on to say, maybe I said this on the Cosmic Force, maybe it was on this show. Whew, we got a lot of podcasts at YOUTINI. I said that Darth Vader and Boba Fett are characters who were just made for comics because they're dark and brooding and they have the armor and they don't emote with their faces.
They don't say much.
Yeah,
but
that's
they
fair.
can kick some tail, can't they?
They do.
Boba Fett's got great color.
Men of action.
And
Yep.
That's right.
Darth Vader has great shades, and so they're just they're
As
ready
long as
for
he's
art.
not all white.
Absolutely. Well, the next one on the list is a wackier Legends moment, I am going to admit. That last one was like your classic Boba Fett moment. He shows off his bling, and by bling, I mean explosives. But with this moment, it is just a classic Star Wars moment, if ever there was one. Freddie, I believe this was your submission, right? Didn't you nominate this one?
Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I believe is it Enemy of the Empire?
I looked it up and wrote it, so it must be.
Yeah. Okay, so basically, Enemy of the Empire is a miniseries of comics where Boba Fett is hired by Darth Vader to track down I believe it's some officer in the Imperial Army. Anyway, he ends up fighting Darth Vader, and despite anybody who's ever fought Darth Vader, he actually survives and lives to work for Darth Vader another day. So, I mean, if you think about it, let's just take into consideration who Darth Vader is, right? He is a martial arts master. I mean, he knows how to use that lightsaber. You know, Anakin was the best. And then considering how strong he is on the dark side of the Force, Darth Vader, right? And then Boba Fett is skilled enough to encounter Vader and not just encounter him, but fight him and survive. I think that's fascinating. That's got to be like definitely in my top 3 moments.
I also want to say that this is one of the most iconic pieces of Legends art there ever was.
Yeah, where are they?
Hell. I have no idea. It is a fiery scene.
It is like everything's on fire.
Yeah.
That's right, but not their capes.
No.
Capes.
I'm sure they're
Fireproof
flame
capes.
resistant.
I love it. I don't know if I've read this story, so need to pick it up.
It's definitely a must. It's a very, at least for me, being a Boba Fett fan, watching the whole fight go down. I mean, it's, you know, like a lot of comics that you just read through right away, and you're just like, whoa, that was intense, and your heartbeat is just racing like you just ran 3 miles. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, what a sick scene. Oh, awesome. Now, this next one, you're not going to see coming. That one was Boba Fett and a classic Star Wars character with Darth Vader. The next one is with a classic Star Wars character, but not who you're expecting. This image is of Thrawn wearing Boba Fett's armor. This image is specifically...
What in the world?
Specifically was made for... What's that book that we like by Pablo Hidalgo, Freddie? I ask you this every week.
Essential Reader's Companion?
How come so many Legends things start with the word essential?
I wondered that. I have wondered that.
Because they are essential.
Good point.
That's right, the lifeblood of Star Wars fans. Anyway, this is a story that Timothy Zahn and Michael Stackpole co-wrote in 1997, a short story in which Thrawn goes undercover as Boba Fett, a.k.a. Jodo Cast at the time, because they had to make it fit chronologically with the
retcon.
Jumping through the retcon loopholes. Anyway, Emily, you guffawed at this image. What are you thinking?
That is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. Thrawn in Boba Fett's armor. I mean, not that they're both not perfectly capable strategists and like warriors for sure, but that's just not something I expected to see today.
I don't remember the context, but it's written by one of the greatest Star Wars authors of all time. 2 of the greatest Star Wars
That's a
authors
good
of all
point.
time.
It can't be bad.
I love the idea that it's like Timothy Zahn's like, okay, let's use my favorite character, Thrawn. And then Michael Stackpole's like, no, let's make it about Boba Fett. And then he's like, better yet, what if it's Boba Fett the whole time?
What
And then he
could go
takes
wrong?
off his helmet, and then, oh, there's a cattail in my face. He takes off his helmet, and it was actually Thrawn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean,
I gotta
how
read that
could it
story.
be bad? I mean, they're 2 of the best characters in all of Star Wars. So, like,
I'm not sure it sounds great.
Now, was Thrawn in Boba Fett's armor fighting Darth Vader?
What?
Will we
Could've
know?
been. Could have been.
Can't see under the mask,
And-
right?
All right, I just want to say too that
Wow.
this Thrawn looks a lot like Jason Isaacs as far as like, you know, the casting of Thrawn speculation. I know that we kind of already have that. It's not in speculation anymore.
Keanu Reeves, yeah.
Yeah. But for a while, all the fans were all, you know, submitting their recommendations, and Jason Isaacs was one of mine. And this is Jason Isaacs painted blue. I don't doubt that at all.
Who's Jason?
So that's
Who's
no.
Jason Isaacs?
Draco Dad and Harry Potter.
oh, he would be a great choice.
Draco
I could see that.
Malfoy's dad. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
a
could for
great
sure
choice,
see that.
Rick.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Holy cow, you win.
Respect.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I wish Disney would just listen to me more, but you know, can only do so much.
Awesome. Well, this next one I've got to take because it is absolutely without a doubt my favorite Boba Fett moment, and if it doesn't win, I'm gonna riot in the streets all night long. Except for there's an ice storm outside, so we'll riot in the streets next week. This moment we affectionately here on Legends Look Back call Hot Dog Boba Fett. Why? Because he runs all the way in the comic, all the way down the page, hot dog style. Hot Dog Boba Fett is when he made his grand return on the scene into the Star Wars expanded universe after we believed him dead for 7, 8 years, from Return of the Jedi until 1991 with Dark Empire. This is in the first run of Dark Empire. He ambushes Han Solo on Nar Shaddaa, and his famous bursting onto the scene line that changed the galaxy forever was this: "Greetings, Solo. The Sarlacc found me somewhat indigestible."
I love it.
Oh, I don't know what's better. The fact that he is running all the way down the page lengthwise, hot dog style, or the fact that you didn't see it coming. It was a total blindside narratively.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Or,
that's right.
Or if it was the fact that line is just brilliance. The Sarlacc found me somewhat indigestible.
Yeah, that's
The
a great
line I don't debate. Why is he referred to as hot dog Boba Fett? Just because he's on the side and skinny, like on the side of the page?
So let's go back to elementary school when the teacher was
Like when you're
telling you
folding
to-
a piece of paper.
exactly
hot dog style.
Yeah.
Now I want to see this picture elongated. Hamburger Boba Fett.
You heard it here first, folks. We came up with this when Emma was on the show. We were talking about this, and
Okay.
I was showing off a reference book. It was an art book, and it had this image displayed all the way down the page, but like a super oversized reference book page. And I
Okay.
discovered it live on the air. And I said, he's running all the way down the page, long ways. Like, what do you call that in school? And so we came up with it live, on the air. It's an inside
That
joke.
makes a
Emma.
lot of sense. Okay, I thought that it actually had to refer to hot dogs for some reason, and I was really, really interested to see how that was going to play out.
Now
That's,
you're in on the joke. Congratulations.
Give credit where credit's due. That's a Cosmic Force meme. So we'll
Okay,
There you
do
go.
that to them.
cool.
Yeah, I was wondering too. Like, is it because the colors are hot doggish? Like
I was
What
really
exactly?
scanning
Yeah.
my 6-inch square of the
That wasn't
screen.
even from our show, Freddie?
No, that was. I think that was Cosmic Force.
I love it.
so. I think the
Beautiful.
theme tonight is there's a lot of shows here, Youtini.
There are a lot of
right.
shows. There's something
All
for
right.
everybody.
Freddie, you're up with the next one. One of the best and wackiest Legends Boba Fett moments of all time.
All right, are we going with the spanking a dinosaur?
Oh, did I skip that one?
We've gone
Where'd it
kinda
go?
out of order a little bit.
I did. I skipped a couple. My bad. Yeah, go with it. All right, here it is. This is a good
Okay.
one.
Yeah. So in the holiday special, and I believe it was a mythosaur in the holiday special. I'm not entirely
I
sure.
think so.
I think it was, yeah. And he spanks the dinosaur, and I'm not sure what he says. It's like I can't remember exactly. It's been a long time, but it's because he's eating something, right? He's eating the ship, the
Right.
Y-wing,
Uh-huh.
and he spanks it to basically tell it to stop.
That's right. I showed the meme to my kids this week, and we cackled so loudly that we fell out of our chairs. It is. There's a GIF of it. I threw it in the Discord the other day, so everybody go check it out. It is without a doubt the best Boba Fett GIF of all time, even better than the dancing GIF.
Slaps the
We'll put it in Discord for sure.
He doesn't kick it with his spurs, though he wears them. He
just Googled
slaps
this.
it with his gun.
I just Googled this, and Google is telling me that some results may be explicit, so be careful out there,
Boba
folks.
Fett spanking dinosaurs. You don't want to search
That happened.
it.
That happened to me this week too. That's
Be
right.
careful.
Let's just look back where we will ruin your search histories forever.
Yeah.
What's fun for me, Freddie, with all this is the fact that we have not just we picks not just from Legends books and Legends comics. We have a Legends short story on this list, multiple short stories. We have now even a Legends TV show on this list. Spectacular. All right, Emily, you're up
Love it.
next.
Well, everybody's heard of Dash Rendar, but have you heard
say
of
it again? Say it again.
Dash
Is that-
Renda.
There you go.
Dash Rendar? But have you heard of the time that Boba Fett kicks the tar out of him in Shadows of the Empire? Tell us more, gentlemen.
I don't know this one.
We did
What
the Shadows of
happens to the
Empire
shoulder
event
pads?
this summer. Was that before y'all were on the show?
Yeah,
Probably.
right before.
Now, this one gives me PTSD.
What?
Here's why. All right. I was playing through Shadows of the Empire on the N64
Oh, yeah.
for the stream when we did our big Shadows of the Empire event this summer. And I got all the way to this level. It's Gaul. And it's an excruciatingly long level. Like it takes 45 minutes to play through the level. One level. And that's if you can play it all the way through without dying over and over and over by falling off cliffs.
So you're Andrew. You beat the game in like
Sounds
2
like I'd
hours,
be
maybe
really
max.
good at that.
Andrew made it look easy. I got stuck on Gaul, and every now and then I'll actually make it to the boss fight of the level, which is Boba Fett, and he's got his jetpack, and I've never survived it. I've never beaten Boba Fett. So what I'm actually talking about here is when he beat the tor out of me 1,000,000 times this summer.
I wouldn't even say it's just you. I'm pretty sure it's millions across the world who have played. Maybe not millions. I don't know. However many people have played.
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Dozens.
The tens
at
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he absolutely kicks the tar out of me too. So. Yep.
I've got my Dash Rendar action figure. I just pulled him out of the box today. He's sitting on the shelf, and he's looking at me right now, shaking his head, saying, "Please stop talking about the time that Boba Fett humiliated me."
All right, so inanimate objects are shaking their head at Jared. So
We reached a new low on Legends Look Back. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Oh, excellent. All right, so this next one we've got to be careful with. We're going to tread lightly because it is a huge, massive spoiler, the biggest twist in the entire book. Emily, Freddie, Rick, have you guys read Scoundrels, first and foremost?
No.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
it's on
Yes.
my list though.
So Freddie has. Everybody else, we're going to give a 30-second spoiler warning for Scoundrels.
Am I allowed
Freddie,
to leave?
Freddie,
Go ahead.
All right, what else? Are you telling
Anybody
him to
that
leave?
doesn't want to hear this,
Okay.
leave now because it is a massive spoiler.
This
I mean,
is like
it's,
hear no evil, see no evil. We got two of the hosts on our very own show are not listening.
All right,
to
yeah,
this.
seriously. So wave whenever you want me to come back on because I'm taking my headphones off.
okay, sounds good. All right.
I'm okay. You can tell
Okay,
me.
so throughout this book, Scoundrels. First of all, I love this book. It's an Ocean's 11 style
Ooh.
book. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what you would
on
expect from an
board.
Ocean's 11 Star Wars book. They're hiring a bunch of scoundrels to what was it that they were trying to do again? They were
There's a heist from a Faline Vigo.
Yeah, so there's a heist going on. So Han Solo gets a bunch of people together, and it's in between Empire and Return of the Jedi, right? believe it's
No, because
somewhere-
Han's in Carbonite for that. So
Okay,
that rules that one
yeah,
out.
you're right. Sorry, it's in between. It's in between. A New Hope and Empire. Basically, you're following along this story, and there's a person who's just wrapped up in, it's like some kind of medical gauze with Bacta. Might have fallen in the Sarlacc himself, we would say.
And he's like their client. Like he's hired them, right?
Yeah, he's hired them, and it's Boba Fett.
At
Literally,
the very
keep
end
it
of the
an eye.
book, there's this reveal. You had no idea it was coming.
It's the very last line.
Ah.
The very last line of the book. So don't flip all the way. Obviously, now you know. But
Yeah,
It takes the
seriously.
book for me from a B to an A, just in that one
Yes.
last line, and it
And the
totally
book
changes
is-
the way you read the book.
absolutely.
That's
We
a
gotta cover it
rereader
one of these
for
days.
sure.
Okay, Rick,
So
you can
I
come
think-
back. Come back, Rick. Everybody wave. Let Rick back in. All right, good. All right, here we are.
Hey, is it safe?
I will say, Timothy's
It's
on
safe.
the absolute master of the twist ending. The
Yes.
master of the twist ending. All right, now back to the other one that I said is one of the biggest, wackiest. This is the third time on this show I've tried to introduce this exact scene. Here we go. Here we go. This is one of the craziest, wackiest Boba Fett moments in all of Legends when he dueled his impersonator, Jodo Cast. This entire scene was set up to resolve a retcon. A continuity error. They wrote this entire comic book just to try to fix this continuity error, and it is glorious. Boba Fett duels against fake Boba Fett by overloading his jetpack in a comic called Twin Engines of Destruction, which is an excellent cover, isn't it, Freddie?
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. 2 Boba Fetts couldn't get better than that.
And then Dengar down there is giving us the stink eye.
He needs a new, fresh diaper on his head.
Who was like, let's put
All right.
Dengar right there in the very bottom.
Yeah, it's like he's getting kneed in the forehead.
It's
It is.
great placement, but an excellent little comic, excellent story. When Boba Fett fights off his own retcon. Whew. I'm so excited we finally got to that one. It felt a little lackluster, I'm going to admit, after I tried introducing it 3 times. All right, now, Freddie, this next one you recommended. It's your pick.
Definitely. This is a big one. This has got to be, in terms of moments in the Star Wars universe, probably one of the most historic moments. Honestly, if Boba Fett wasn't around, who knows what would have happened with the Star Wars galaxy. And I'm talking about the Yuuzhan Vong War. So during the invasion, Boba Fett, and correct me if I'm mistaken, it's been a while since I've read this, but I believe he gets to... He's on the side of the Yuuzhan Vong, and I believe he is Mandalore, right, at this point? So he's working with the Yuuzhan Vong to whatever it is that they're doing, and then eventually he doubles on them. And
he's a double agent, yeah.
He's a double agent, and he completely turns the tide of the war. And that, I believe you can find that in, what is that, A Practical Man by Karen Travis?
Yeah, it's like a novella or a short story, but longer. What's a short book called? A novella, is that right?
Yeah, it's a novella.
Novella, yeah.
Oh, it says it right there on the cover, doesn't it?
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It sounded like
does
you were
not.
reading it, Rick.
Oh, I'm very authoritative, so when I speak, it's definitely
gospel. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I've got to admit, I've tried reading this story a couple times and have not been able to finish it.
That's rough.
You got to be in the headspace for some real thick Yuuzhan Vong lore, and
Okay.
I'm not. But it is a key moment. What's especially clutch about it is Boba Fett has been out of the pages of the mainline Legends books for decades at this point.
Yeah.
He pops up in like the Han Solo trilogy by A.C. Crispin. He's in Dark Empire. But for the most part, he's not in the mainline continuity books, Thrawn trilogy, Jedi Apprentice, the New Jedi Order. So he's been gone, the X-Wing books. He's been gone for 40 books.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and wins the friggin' war.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he's like an old elderly man at this point as well, right?
Yeah, and it really tees off where he goes in Legacy of the Force, which is absolutely some of my very favorite Boba Fett storytelling ever done. Let's talk about it. Emily, take the next one.
The We're Too Old for This Stuff talk with Han
That's so good.
in Bloodlines.
Yeah, this is what I affectionately call the Christmas Boba Fett cover.
The Christmas.
It's the red and green one. So Han and Boba Fett are like teeing off up against each other, and then they decide to team up because they're like, we're tired of fighting.
We're too old for this anymore.
And then they take down Han's evil cousin, Thraken Sal Solo. That's like the plot of the last quarter of the book is Han. I think Han even dresses up as Boba Fett too, doesn't he, Freddie?
I think so. It's been a while. I think so. I definitely remember them just being like, what are we doing? We're too old for this, right?
I'm going for the book. I think there's art of it. I think it's in the Pablo Hidalgo Essential whatever. All right,
The Essential Legends Essential
whatever.
It's like the one book you can't remember the title of, and you reference it
every
all
show.
the
You should
time.
put a sticky note next to your camera.
Rick, we
He
need like
does.
a banner. Of
Look at this. Han is dressed as Boba Fett. Next to Boba Fett, who's also dressed as Boba Fett.
Yeah, there
that's
you go.
just confusing.
And there's Thraken.
What?
And Boba
Wow.
Fett's daughter or granddaughter, she's in there too. Uh-huh.
I'd like to
It's not
see an image. Let's see, maybe someone who's listening to this with some art skill. Boba Fett, Han Solo, Jodo cast, all pointing each other like the Spider-Man,
Oh,
meme.
that would be fun.
That
but
would
in their
be
armor.
funny.
And then we could have a '90s remix of "Will the real Boba Fett please stand up? Please stand
Hey.
up." Yeah,
Love it.
it's hard to say too. Actually, man, all the tongue twisters tonight.
Excellent. Now, there's another pick from this very same book. And it's been one that has been popularly recommended from the Discord and from the YOUTINI team. This is definitely a top 3 nomination, just in sheer number of how many people have mentioned it. Tyler from the team especially has recommended it. Rick, tell the good folks what this next pick from Legacy of the Force is.
When Boba trained Jason Solo to take down Darth.
Jaina.
What'd I say?
Jason.
Oh,
Like the
sorry. Yeah,
opposite.
Jaina Solo to take down Jason. Darth. Is it Catus? Sadus? How do you say it?
Kaitis.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I have not read Legacy of the Force yet, so I've been saving this story. Let's see if I have the image for it. Do I have this one, Jared?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's a big moment. There's probably artwork out there.
I'm sure.
I think it's in her second Legacy of the Force book, so they wrote in threes. So see if I can count them. It's going to be difficult. Just look it up. Karen Travis's second Legacy of the Force book is where this happens. And there's a whole training montage, like a good old-fashioned training montage. She's got Mandalorian gauntlets, and then he kicks her around and is like, "You're going to have to be stronger than that if you want to take down a Sith Lord."
Does he send her in to get a dinosaur tooth? Like, by herself?
Oh, man. So, it may not stack up against that one, but it is definitely a highly rated moment. All right, we are almost done. Last one of our nominations tonight. Who wants to take it?
Yeah, I think Rick brought this one up. I'm not sure who brought it up, but it's a great one.
Was it me?
This was in the Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's
All
right.
This is a highly controversial Boba Fett moment. We've at least got to give it a shout-out.
I don't know this one, so I'm curious about it. Tell me more.
All right. This came from Lando in the Discord. Let's see. He told us what book it came from. Tales of the Bounty Hunters. So we'll blame the 90s if you don't agree with his perspective here. I'm going to present it without comment. All right, this is a direct quote from an actual published Star Wars book. Ready? Fett shook his head. He sat down in the corner facing hers, moving carefully, and propped his rifle across his knees. He had to move carefully. His knees had been getting worse in recent years. Sex between those not married, said Fett, is immoral.
Ooh.
Mic drop.
Ooh.
So we're going to label this moment as Boba Fett the Conservative.
I love it.
I see.
What an interesting
You know,
combination of
I
things.
was not sure. Well, I saw the headline of Boba Fett as a conservative, and I was thinking it was like
That was
fiscal
not where I thought that
conservatism,
was going.
where it's like that empire and their taxation. But
Yeah.
He also loves guns.
Yeah, exactly. So NRA Boba Fett, I had no clue what was going to happen.
NRA Boba
But that
Fett.
is not what I was expecting. That's a very interesting story.
Yeah, see, he
Wow.
likes to wear a red hat under his helmet. That's the real
good.
thing.
Yikes.
By the way, it just popped in my head. The monster is a bal yeg.
Balyeg.
Ah,
there it is.
that's
We did
right.
it. We won the show.
It's very close to Balrog, so that is easy to confuse.
Thank you.
Well done.
I was legit convinced it was Balrog, and there was nothing you could say to prove me. Otherwise, unless Freddie actually had the real facts. All right, let's do it. Let's all give our top moment, and Rick is going to throw them up on the screen, and we'll see who gets the most votes. Also, in the chat, your votes are just as valid as ours. My vote is Hot Dog Boba Fett when he came back out of the Sarlacc pit, made his big reveal in Dark Empire, and said, "What up, nerds?" No, he said, "What's his quote?"
What's up, nerds?
He said, "The Sarlacc found me somewhat indigestible." That's the moment for me. Let's go around to Emily. You're next.
All right. I have to say, I feel like it's very impressive that he dueled Darth Vader and lived. So that's going to be my pick.
The
That's a good one.
He
Okay,
couldn't handle,
we're at
a
1-1.
little skirmish.
Rick, your vote.
Let's see. Can you come back to me? I'm not sure yet.
Yes. And I wanted to end with
hard to
Freddie because he's
choose.
a
There
big
were a lot.
Boba Fett fan, but
He
it's fine,
he
Rick.
is.
It's fine.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I'm sorry.
Skooma Joe votes for conservative Boba Fett. It's a good. That actually is not one that you are allowed to vote for. That one's just an honorable mention. Just an honorable mention. All right.
Yeah, we got to
Sorry
play
about
by
that.
the
Gotta pick again?
rules.
That's right. There's only one honorable mention. You can't vote for it. For obvious
Also, I feel
reasons.
like Thrawn Boba Fett shouldn't even be considered because he's not even Boba Fett. He's just Thrawn dressed up as Boba Fett. So I feel like that should be
he's
stricken
Thrawn
from the record.
Dressed
personally.
up as Jodo Cass, dressed up as Boba Fett. That's right.
Yeah, not Boba Fett. I'm sorry.
All right, stricken from the record. Stricken from the record. No longer a valid voting
So
choice.
stricken.
Freddie, you're up. What's your vote?
All right, so this is a tough one because I really do like Blood Tie's story. It really shows Boba Fett, who he is. It shows why he's not really afraid of a lot because he's done quite a bit. I'll definitely say that's one of my favorite moments. Fighting Darth Vader, though, oof. I mean, if we're going with points on whatever we just showed on the screen, I would say definitely fighting Vader. I would probably fight Vader and I'd be gone in like 2 seconds, instantly. Right? He'd probably
Does
just
that
look
get
at
your
me and I'd
vote?
explode.
Are you really going to vote for the one thing I haven't read from this entire list?
Whose fault is that, Jared?
I've read 275 Star Wars books. That does
You
not
kept
count
count.
comics. That's right. I've got a spreadsheet. That does not include comics that I've read or short stories or rereads.
That would be
Are you
a
really?
lot
Are you
higher.
really criticizing me for this? I've read.
Before I give you my number one choice, though, Rick, if you have it, I'm gonna ponder a little bit because I'm still thinking about this. I really do love the blood ties Balieg monster, but I'm gonna think about it a little bit.
Yeah, go for it. So I'm gonna go. For me, I'm gonna go with escaping the Sarlacc pit. It's iconic. It made its way into canon as well, and so
Good point.
I love the crossover. So right now, our top three: Hot Dog Boba Fett fought Darth Vader and lived, and escapes the Sarlacc pit, are all tied. So Freddie, you can go with a tiebreaker, or you could throw in a new option, and we could arm wrestle to declare a winner.
I would
All
like,
right.
before you do, Freddie, to dispute Rick's answer and seek to make like a compromise.
What you got?
Can we, Rick, merge our two into one Megazord of a vote?
Okay.
Keep going.
In a way that Boba Fett would approve of. They will merge in a way that he won't criticize. All right. And
see where
we'll
you're going with
say
this.
we'll say that technically Hot Dog Boba Fett, the Dark Empire moment, is the reveal
That's fair.
that he has escaped the Sarlacc pit. And then those other stories kind of fill in the deets on letting us know how it happened. But that was the moment, except for Blind Fate said that it happened in the 77 comic, which is non-canonical in its own non-canonical way for Legends. What do you think?
Interesting.
Can it be one vote?
I approve.
Yes!
You have swayed me, sir.
All right. What's it going to be, Freddie?
Well, okay. Let's see here.
No pressure.
Let's go with Boba Fett fighting the Balieg that Darth Vader unleashed on him with Boba Fett's arsenal, but it's not really Boba Fett, it's Thrawn eating a hot dog, and he spanks the Balieg and kicks the tar out of Dash Rendar who's watching.
How dare he?
Did you just call him Render? Dash Render?
Rendash.
Renda.
Like a ranker?
As
Okay.
he gets thrown into the another Sarlacc pit of, some unknown origin, comes
He
out,
falls back into the Sarlacc pit.
falls back in, comes out. We see Jodo Cast all of a sudden, and there's a Yuuzhan Vong just staring, and he beats the junk out of him. That's my favorite.
This is getting out of
moment.
hand.
All of
Getting
them.
out of hand. All right. Here's what we're going to do, Freddie. We're going to say
Keep up with
we're going
that.
to say that your pick was fighting Darth Vader because it's the one that
I'm
you
down.
said first. And so we're going to have a vote off on Twitter and in the Discord. We're going to have a vote off between Hot Dog Boba Fett, between escaping the Sarlacc pit and when he dueled Darth Vader. We're going to have a vote off, and we're going to come back to this next week and see who the real winner is.
Spanking
All right.
Dash Rendar with a hot dog?
What?
That was all the stuff you were
Oh.
saying. I was just joking. Gosh,
He's with a hot
Okay.
dog.
with
Well,
the hot dog.
this
Okay.
definitely
All right.
went places I didn't expect.
Yeah.
But I've
Well, there were
enjoyed
just
every
so
minute of
many
it.
moments. What an iconic character.
Beautifully
Absolutely.
written character.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Just menacing, elite, right? That's why everyone likes him, because he's an elite character. He is a bounty hunter who knows what he's doing. Let's think about it, right? He
He has his
got
own moral code.
2 bounties on one guy. So,
He what I love about him in Legends is there's this tremendous character evolution. If you liked what they did with him in the Book of Boba Fett, or hey, even if you didn't, check out what happened with him in Legends. Where he goes in Legacy of the Force is really beautiful, and he
Yeah.
has to reckon with the fact that he's been a deadbeat dad. And he gets a second chance, and we won't say a whole lot more than that. And he, like I said, trains Jaina Solo to take down a Sith Lord. I
Yeah,
mean, it's,
right.
teams up with Han Solo to take down Han's evil cousin. I mean, it's just spectacular.
goes after his wife's assaulters, right? In one story.
Yeah, some good old fashioned revenge killing, like
Yeah.
the Punisher. Some great stuff. Absolutely. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this week. That does it for the show. We want to give a special thank you to our patrons for your incredible support as well. Hey, we love making this show, in case you can't tell. We're glad that you are here with us along for the ride. We want to give a special thank you to Patrick Ortiz, Carl Sander, OK Indar, and JG Kars on our Jedi High Council. New team member, JG Kars, new to the team there. And Elizabeth Cloutier, Sally and Chris Eilerson, Freddie C., I've heard of him, Earl Q, and Matt Billington on our Alliance High Command. I want to thank them for their amazing support. Remember, everybody, to sub to this channel, leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice. That does us a huge solid there as well. Remember, if you'd like your thoughts read on the show, if you want to vote for your very favorite Boba Fett moment in all of Legends, hey, you can email us at legendslookback@youtini.com. You can send us a message in the Legends Look Back Discord channel. You can leave a comment on this episode on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter at Legends Look Back, or I'm at Jared Q. Mays. Freddie.
At Wake Up Freddy.
Rick.
At Rick_Grace.
Emily.
At Darth Daybeck.
And Emily's unborn child.
At Darth Tumnus. Okay.
There it is.
Darth Tumnus.
If you're looking to buy some of these books and want to help support the show, look up a book on Youtini, click the Amazon link, or, hey, whatever other kind of link that is right there in the profile. And then after you have bought the book, read the book, you can then leave us a review and let us know what you think. And remember, keep the Youtini fan code and be a force for positivity in the fandom. May the force be with you.
This is a Youtini broadcast.